All right, today we're talking the Blue Lion. Would you believe it's worse than the last three? Alright, so let's start at the top here. For the $15 we spent to subscribe to this line, they included a Sven figure, and that shipped this month. Carded, looks okay. In the package, looks good. I'm probably not going to keep this. I'm probably going to sell it to another collector, so I just kind of, here's the best you're going to get. But what I did notice after having this for a couple of days is apparently somebody screwed up somewhere at some point and shot pictures of Sven going into a red lion and not the proper blue lion, and they went in and fixed their mistake by photoshopping it after the fact. Alright, so in the package, what you got this month was, of course, the Blue Lion, the figure, the sword. Out of the box, it all looks good. No surprises at this point. There's been some complaints about how much white there is on the face. Not overly detailed, but, what I was expecting. No surprises there. That's the whole thing with these, is if you're going to put them on the shelf and look at them from 4 feet away, that's what you got. First issue, this lid does not clear the back of the line without popping off. Does pop back on, but in order to get it to clear, you got to kind of stick your finger in there and push the plastic back. And even then, it won't stay up. So just I don't know. I think it's because the plastic feels kind of cheap there on the lid this time around, and it's warped in or what. But paint applications, upon getting closer, you start to see, as usual, again, not a surprise. Just seems a little more obvious this time around. The tail is not molded in color. It's painted yellow. I don't understand what these people are thinking. So literally just gave up on trying to open that. The sticker, look at that seam. Look at that seam. That seam is hideous. Stickers are like just mashed in there. Look at the paint application from the interior where it meets the blue. Like, that is seriously some sloppy shit. And this is, Mattel's premium collector's line, folks. Figure does fit in the cockpit, like you care anymore. Here's the big issue. See the yellow line here? Listen to that. It's nice, tight ratchet. Like, the yellow line, it was perfect. Tight limbs, tight joints. See the difference? There's almost no ratchet mechanism in the neck this time around. There's also this, the legs are poorly assembled. There's a lot of slack in my legs. You see, just a noticeable night and day difference on the fit and finish on that lion. Figure, surprisingly, this time around is nowhere near as bad as my previous figures, but if you look carefully, you'll see some sloppy paint applications. You can see the brush marks on the shoulders. Just, again, for what's supposed to be a premium collector's line, what they give you is far from a premium collectible. It's just, it's very clear everybody involved is just not caring. So, just whatever. But the unhelmeted head here is pretty sloppy. Let me see if I get the camera to focus. There you go, look at that. Just globby. Just bleh. Like, seriously, just kind of phoned in. Nobody cares. From design, to the people putting it together, to the people packaging, to the people QCing, to the people okaying and writing off on this. Clearly, no one gives an F. Got the middle piece to connect things together now. Sword's a little wobbly, but it'll be fine. But there is just a lot of gap there where the pieces meet. So, and it doesn't light up, of course. I've pointed that out before. They originally told us we were getting a light up connect blazing sword. And that would have worked really nicely. They also include, this was a surprise, a stand. it feels like it's nice they included this, and apparently there's going to be another piece to hold the sword up on display with the Black Lion, but their instructions tell you that they want you to like unhook that from the base and put the sword in and then reattach it, and that plastic feels very brittle and you're going to break it sooner rather than later doing that. So if you kind of push down a little bit, you can slide the sword in, but you're really going to risk scratch and paint doing that. So obviously this is not the way it's intended to be displayed, but that'll do until I've finished this monstrosity. Feeling really gypped. I just don't appreciate the bait and switch on the light up thing. And if you're not sure what that's all about, go back and look at my previous reviews. But in a nutshell, just overall, the Lion feels a lot sloppier. And just the whole thing just really feels like barely put together. Oh, yes, mouth blade. Fits in the mouth just fine, and it holds in there. No divots this time, it just kind of rests in there. So overall, don't pay aftermarket prices, folks. Don't do it. Just don't do it. They're saying they're not going to rerun this thing. I find that very hard to believe, considering how much time and energy I'm sure went into. Not that it seems like they put a lot of thought into it, but it's not cheap to make molds to do things like that. So I find it very hard to believe that they bought out the license for another year and they're not going to rerun that. So if you're just still feeling the burning urge to own one of those, wait. There's far better options out there. At this point, I mean, I've said what I've had to say. There's been no surprises other than the fact that this one appears to be worse off than the other lines. They had been getting better, and this just completely something fell apart there at the factory. So I feel for you He-Man collectors who've been doing this for years, and I'll tell you, after I finish up, whether I'm happy with the assembled Voltron or not, I will never touch Matty Collector product ever again with a 10-foot pole. So until next time, I'm Adam.